Welcome everyone to an arena video. This is Andrea Mengucci. This video is sponsored to you by channelfarball.com and Ultimate God. Alright, let's go. We're number 830 against Lil Dider. MTG Holic, nice, nice. You know MTG Holic, that yesterday with Goblins, you were the only one who defeated us. We went 5-1 with Goblins. You and your Gruul were our only Slayers. Yeah, me too, Cloud 8 too. This deck is very powerful. I'm interested. Alright, this ends fine. Nothing special, but yeah, this as I said for my Goalless Field deck, yeah, the Triomes work so well with the check lands. Yeah, eventually you find a way to win after you go 5 combat knowledge 5 opt. You have to have a lot of walls. We have a lot of walls of wall of runes. Alright, opponent's playing Jeskai. Ooh, that's a great draw. It's a great draw. I'm just gonna go Zaga. Or maybe not. Maybe just gonna go Chromatic Sphere. Nah, right? Yeah, I doubt it. I'm gonna play Chromatic Sphere after I play Diligent Excavator. A lot of rares, right? What a punt. And if you go exclamation mark deck, you see all my decks. Ooh, Emery. Wow. Alright. So I can go Sphere, Amber, Emery for 1. Then I have 1 more spared mana. Opponent's playing, looks like it is Boros Feather. Boros Feather is a good deck. I think I just need to go Diligent Excavator. And I'll play Mox Amber, meal myself for 2, and then pass the turn. You always want to meal yourself. Alright, exclamation mark deck will get you to the list of goblins. Our opponent with the redeemed already. Ah, this is going to be tough. There's no pure action. There's no pure action spell, so I'll block here. Alright, now let's begin with a Chromatic Sphere, and I'll meal myself for 2. Now I'll play an Emery, and I'll meal myself for 2. And then for 4. And finally I'll play a Lazav, and I'll meal myself for 2. Alright, and that's my turn. I don't think I want a Sphere here. I'll keep the Sphere around because I don't have green mana right now. Actually, I do have green mana. Maybe I was supposed to crack this. Alright, I play the perfect pet. Okay. If they have yeah, Reckless Rage is going to be tough here. Hello, that I was streaming. Just started. First game of today. I would say I'm not winning this game right now. Because the Feather the Redeemed works that if you get at the end of the turn back the Reckless Rage, you can play it before your opponent taps. I don't know, okay, this is the first game that I play with the deck. I've played a lot of Kethis when it was in Standard. But, you know, this new meta game. Hello, Nike. Okay, so you got that back. The opponent doesn't do anything with it, alright, sure. Now, okay, what can Lazav copy here? Do I have Uro in my graveyard? I played 2 Uro. I really want to copy Uro with Lazav. Unfortunately, it's not Uro. Okay, now I'm going for Teferi. Yeah, that's true. Kethis is standard currently. I guess Mox Amber and Diligent Excavator aren't anymore. Okay. Alright, so I can bounce my Mox Amber. The thing is that without Diligent Excavator, it's going to virtually be impossible for me to win, right? Let's see what happens. I'll bounce my Mox Amber. Alright. I think I'm cracking this now. This is my opponent has that Reckless Rage, which virtually makes this impossible, right? I might just be actually dead on board. Yeah, I think let's play a little bit more, but I don't think I have many outs here. Actually, I am dead on board, right? 3, alright, Bellali. Maybe instead of doing what I did on turn 3, I should have just gone to Fairy Bounce Feather. Yeah. I can copy the Excavator with Lazar, but I was just dead on board. Alright, opponent. As I said, this format is very much like Modern. So the games usually tend to end on turn 4 or 5. So if you want to play a non-interactive combo deck, you have to be fast. Okay, I don't think Radical Nerm is good in this matchup. Urza's Ruinous Blast. I guess it is fine. Limvala doesn't stop many things. Alright, Pulse must be okay. Oath of Kaya. I guess this is also good. Just not sure about Urza's Ruinous Blast. Because it doesn't kill Feather, but I guess it kills like Dread or Arcanist and a bunch of other things. Alright, I'm cutting some of the Planeswalkers. Interference Grace, I'm not gonna cut that. I'll cut Jace. You don't need Jace to win, especially if you bring it in Oath of Kaya once you combo. Jace is really not even sure why it's in the deck, honestly. I guess I cut Tamio and I submit this. Yeah, Patrick. I'm playing only Historic these days. Standard doesn't really excite me much, and Historic is very there's a lot of decks to explore. Alright. At least we got good mana. These Triomes really have the mana. This deck used to struggle in the mana base. You had like a bunch of temples, and sometimes you had... Alright, I wrote... 2019 August, I wrote a guide on Channel Fireball. There's also a video with it. You loop the Kethis if you the Oath of Kaya if you have enough, like... You have to have like a lot of other things. But also, you usually just win by decking your opponent. You don't necessarily need much. Just deck your opponent with the Diligent Excavator. Alright, the perfect bet. I think I'm going out of Kaya first, before Teferi. Alright, that was a big draw. I'm just gonna go this first. So if I play Teferi and Teferi dies, I'll drain them for 2, which could be relevant in a deck like this. Hello, JW34. Yeah, I followed you on Twitter because I borrowed your list for this morning. Alright, 10 District Legionnaire. Oh, that's a great draw. That's a great draw, because now I can go Teferi. I can go Teferi, Mox Amber, Diligent Excavator. Remember, Mox Amber does not do mana if you have this. You have to have a creature or a Planeswalker that's legendary. I think I can fire off a Teferi like that. Yeah, I can't play Diligent Excavator first, before the Mox Amber, because I do need a legendary permanent in play. Alright, this does mean that my opponent can't pump this, but I'll just bounce it, and maybe I can even block it. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, exactly. The Uro Lazav is a very good interaction that this deck can play. Uro is kind of a free roll also because you play not only Diligent Excavator to mill yourself, but also Kethis. In fact, I am unsure if you're required to play 4 Uro in this deck. Alright, I played a perfect pet, so that one will kill Teferi. And I'll drain that for 2. I have another Teferi, thankfully. Remember, this is Historic Permanent. Historic Permanent is Legend, too. So I go. Allora, if I have Teferi in play, Dreaded Arcanist isn't effective. It just doesn't work. So what I'll be doing here is, I can also go Teferi bounce off of Kaya. If I feel like that. Or I can just go Teferi, pick it up. That's also an option. Would it be good? I think it is good, yeah. So I'm going off of Kaya. Actually, I have to go Teferi first. Otherwise, I don't have mana. A Mox Timber doesn't add mana. Mill myself. Always mill yourself. Until you have to mill your opponent. Then I play Oath of Kaya. Then I shoot the perfect bet. Mill yourself always. Look at the triggers and the arrows and stuff like that. Hello, default man. And I take it up and say go. And the good thing of this lands is next turn I can cycle it. Not only fixes perfectly mine. I mean, I don't really have to talk about why 3 ohms are great, but it's definitely a big improvement for this deck. Okay, I have a bunch of things. My Teferi will go down to 3 here. Arcanist isn't good. Arcanist... Teferi stops the Arcanist. So Arcanist is just a 1-3 here. I'd rather kill the perfect bet. Alright. I'll cycle one of these Triomes. Okay, Emery is a reasonable draw, although I milled quite badly, I'd say. Alright, let's begin with Teferi here. I can bounce my Oath of Kaya and kill Dreaded Arcanist, because the Teferi will die next turn. Right? So I'll let my point with these two, but... Darkest Mage, again with a raid. Thank you very much, my friend. Welcome, everyone. We're playing some Kethis combo today. And it's difficult. This deck is very difficult. So, yeah, today is not going to be some goblins like yesterday. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the raid again today. Okay, so I'm going to bounce Oath of Kaya, draw a card. Let's see what I draw. Alright, that's the hidden end. That is a very good draw. Here, I'm going to Oath of Kaya, kill the Dreaded Arcanist. And then I'll pass the turn. Alright, or Mox Amber, that's very good. Thank you, Darkest Mage. So, now, I think that I milled quite badly earlier, so I don't have enough legends in the graveyard. I have actually very few legends. I think I will play this land. We win next turn. I think I'm missing a lot of legends in the graveyard. I just have 3 legends, so I don't think that's enough, but we'll see what's happening here. It's also important because they could have the Reckless Rage. Sure. I'm taking 6 here. Untap. Water Grave. Alright, so I cast Kethis. And I start doing the thing here. Pretty sure that's what's going to happen here. So I'll begin with Kethis. Mill myself for 2. Uro. Whatever. Then this one costs 1 now because Kethis reduces its mana cost. So I'll be playing Emery from hand. Mill myself for 6. Now I get blue mana with the Mox Amber. Activate Kethis. Exile Kethis and Lazav. And get to cast my graveyard, thanks to the hidden end. So I'll begin with Mox Amber, yes. And I'll target me, milling for 2. And now the deck takes a while. The deck actually takes a while to go off. I'll cast a Fairy. And now we have the loop with 2 Teferis, 2 Mox Ambers, and Diligent Excavator in play. I'll bounce my own Mox Amber here. Bouncing Mox Amber is very nice because it makes you so that you can add more mana with it. And now I'm not able to read chat. Just trust the process now, alright? There could be other lines and etc. But here we have the combo. I have cut Jace from my deck, so I will be winning by milling my opponent here. By either milling my opponent or by playing lots of Oath of Kaya targeting my opponent. So I have 16 cards in my deck. I'll keep on milling myself. Until I go to a very low amount, I'll keep on milling myself. Alright. Pretty sure now I can start Oath of Kaya in them. They're on 14. So maybe that will just be faster. No, I'm okay. I milled them instead of me, but that will be fine. Right. So I had black and white. All Oath of Kaya. Mill me and shoot my opponent. I'll activate Kethis. I'll exile 2 things. All my Langers are back. White mana. You can just kill your opponent both milling or shooting them with Oath of Kaya. Usually the latter is faster. Usually Jace, Architect of Thought, no, come si chiama? Jace Wielder of Mystery didn't see play in the main deck in Standard because it was very much a win more and it was very hard to cast. Although now with Chromatic Sphere, it's easier to cast. It's easier on your mana. And you have 3 ohms, which makes your mana bet a little bit better. But then again, as you can see, I'm easily winning with both Oath of Kaya and Mox Ambers. You just have to be a little bit worried on the rope. At the beginning, you will lose a little bit, but yeah. Anyway, we lost game 1 very, very easily on turn number 5, whereas this one I believe we won on turn. No, this is actually very much later. But we bought a bunch of turns with the Teferis. Alright. So this was game 2. And I boarded in 4 Oath of Kaya, 1 Maelstrom Pulse, and I boarded out 2 Tamio, 2 Ashioks, and 1 Jace Wielder of Mysteries, and I stand by that sideboard. Alright. This deck suffers graveyard hate, but you have Maelstrom Pulse, you have Urza's Ruinous Blast, you have Teferi to kind of get rid of it. Yeah, I mean, probably Goblin is faster than this deck. Although this deck, if Goblin doesn't disrupt us, this deck can win on turn 4 or 5. This is historic. You didn't see any Aethergust. You mean in my deck? Witch's Vengeance. Yeah, that's a good suggestion, Stinky Dude. Crab the Carnarium, I guess you can sideboard it against like elves and White Weenie. I wonder why White Ween is not around. OPEX. You can always find my VODs on twitch.tv/Mengucci/videos. All my VODs are there, they're free, I don't charge for VODs. And Goblins was good yesterday, we went 5-1. No Ether Spell Bomb. Yeah, Ether Spell Bomb looks like another good card for sure. Thank you, Lasagna. I made a legacy video yesterday. It was a banned Planeswalkers Natural Order. It was a not the best deck, but it was a nice video. Alright, let's go. Just kind of always want to think about what's my hand look like. So Hollywood Fountain will make both Grounded Catacomb and some Petal Grove come into play tapped. I still have to think about... Alright. I still have to think about how to get through... Sorry, when to exactly cycle the Chromatic Sphere. That's a thing that I have to learn. Okay, they go Feather the Redeemed. We're ready for that though, because they go to Fairy Bounce. And unfortunately, Emery... Oh, wow, that's a good draw. Okay, I can go Mox Amber, Chromatic Sphere, and pass the turn. Okay. They replayed or redeemed. Oh wow, that's a great draw for me as well. Alright. So I think I want to go Uro, because I can go Uro to Fairy. Alternatively, I can go to Fairy Bounce. I think I want to do the following. I want to play Emery. And to play... Alright. To play Emery... Yeah, this is wrong. I thought that I could crack this to cast Emery. Is that Chromatic Star and not the Sphere? I guess the Chromatic Star and not the Sphere. Alright then. At this point, I'm going to just Teferi Bounce the Feather the Redeemed. I guess I will crack this. And I'll go Teferi Bounce. What's the blue for? What does it mean, Ally? In their deck. Oh, they have a Sprite Dragon. And maybe they have Counter Magic. This deck is going to be a little bit more difficult. Actually, lots more difficult than what I play usually. So I will be less likely to read the chat as good as as usual. Especially if you write long wall of text. It will be harder for me. Anyway, Dora the Perfect Pet kills the Fairy now. And they have 2 mana up and they pass the turn. Alright. I'll begin with Uro here. Yeah. Sorry. Actually, when I have white mana. Yeah, I'll get white. I'll get white. I draw a card with this. In Datatrium. And I'll go blue and green. And I'll play Uro. If they have a Mystical Dispute, that's fine. Oh no, I made a mistake here. I was able to reanimate Uro. If I tap differently. If I got green mana from that thing, I was able to reanimate Uro to a counter. I didn't think about it. Actually, I just wasn't able to reanimate Uro at all now. That's a shame. That's a shame because Uro against a matchup like this is like... I don't know, I'd say it's like a win, probably. Anyway, I am tapping Emery, getting a Mox Ember. Then I'll play the Mox Ember. And I'll play Oath of Kaya on the Dorat. But yeah, this turn was definitely not played well. I could have done much better. Alright, and I believe I play a top land here. Because I have Uro to flashback next turn. I don't think I will ever cycle this. Thank you, Arena Craft Podcast. Welcome to the stream. Villain. Who's the villain? Why people think that playing goblins, which is obviously a pretty easy deck to play, it's the good, and playing a very tough, interesting, challenging deck, it's the villain. I don't understand. I've never really understood that part. I was just joking, and thank you for the subscription. Alright. I'll crack this for green. Draw a card. I'll reanimate Uro. Think I'm tapping like this though. I can't tap like that. Alright, I'm reanimating Uro. I will exile Kethis. 5 cards are a lot with this deck to exile. Exiling Kethis is really bad because if I draw Lazav I can copy that. But I also don't want to exile the artifacts for my Emery. Yes, Goblin is easy to play. I'll play this. I'll play a Sphere, and I think I've done my turn. Actually, I have to play another land. I'll keep that in Data 3 Omi Man just to cycle it. Did I just shock myself for no reason? Alright, I was meant to... Alright, at this point I guess I will crack this. Alright, I'm passing. Could have reanimated Uro last turn. Alright, Dread Arcanist. And Defiant Stride, yeah. Not arguing there. I was joking, Arena Craft Podcast. It's just that you're not the first one. You're probably like the 10th person in 30 minutes that said that this deck is the bad guys, but this deck is so hard to play that it definitely feels like we're doing an achievement every time you strangle together a win with this deck. Anyway, we have an Uro in play now, and we have our Emery that draws extra card, just like our opponent's doing with their Defiant Strike. Okay, so to begin with, I will draw a card with Chromatic Sphere. Getting a mana that's black. Kethis the Hidden End. Alright, Kethis the Hidden End here is great because it lets me cast Teferi from the graveyard. How many legends I have? Not many. So what I'll be doing is casting this Emery, which will mill 4. Alright, now I can use Kethis, exile Lazav and Oath of Kaya. Now, what we can do is looping. Alright, opponent exploded, but I'm not sure they should have exploded there. I guess they were just tired about it. I'll explain a little bit what happened here. You don't need an Excavator. If you have 2 Emery, 2 Mox Amber, and Kethis in play, you don't need an Excavator. You just mill your deck regardless. Okay, you go first. I don't have white mana, but I have Agent Excavator into Lazavi into Otami, which is good enough. Thank you, Brinks. Yeah, I'm trying. Do you like open deck lists? Oh yeah, it's great. Open deck lists is one of the best additions to Magic. Not having to worry about people ghosting or scouting is a very, very, very good thing. Also, don't have to worry about yourself. Reduke put it in good words. Reduke said something on the line of, before, whenever you were not doing it, it felt like you were missing out. Or it felt like you were giving yourself less chance on doing the right thing. And now you don't have to worry about it anymore, because that's just public. Alright, here I'm milling myself with Teferi. And I'll just stick it up. Now if opponent once interacted with me, I played it with this matchup on the other side the one time, and it was a disaster for that deck. Maybe opponent's playing a different deck, they have basic swamp. How do we beat goblins? Grapple Gig. This could be a turn 4 or 5 combo deck, and goblins is Not always turn 4 or 5 combat X. Our opponent has had a very good curve here. Okay, normally, no, this is just very good here. I'll just go for Tamio and start naming, not Mox Amber. Usually you name Digit Excavator. Here, okay, we found the Mox Amber. Now just mill literally whatever. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter what you mill. I'm just maybe taking Emery, but again, just at this point, if I either mill or yeah, I guess Emery Lurker of the Lock. Wow, we found 2. That's lucky. Alright, next turn we should be able to win. But then again, like, if you mill something else, like, let's say I found, like, 2 Mox Amber in my graveyard, that's the same thing. Yeah, Dr. Gold guy, but I can't play Flame Sweep in this deck. And I don't think Ether Gust is where you're gonna be, right? Theo, I copied this mana base. I didn't worry too much about it. They can't put counters. They don't have great mana to put counters with Kenrith, so I'm blocking. Need another Mox, right? You will usually find it, but anyway, okay, so let's begin. I'll play Kethis the Hidden End. You usually find it, because this turn I'm gonna mill so many cards. I'm going to mill so many cards this turn that I will for sure find another Mox Amber. Alright, wow, there's only one. Wow, that's unlikely. Okay, so normally I would tick up Tamio, although if I break on the Tamio, I might not be able to reanimate Mox Amber. So I think what I'll be doing here is instead to just -3 and get back the Mox Amber. This way I will having a lot of trigger. Because I got Mox Amber, mill myself for 2. And I can pick it up with Teferi, but most importantly, I'm able to play Emery now. Emery costs 1 less because of Kethis, 1 less because of Mox Amber. So I'll be milling 6 now. I wouldn't have breaked, but this was just safer. Just take the safe line if possible. Okay, so I'm missing 1 Mox Amber here to win the game. Okay, things that I can do now is bouncing my own Mox Amber. And I will be doing that. I will be bouncing it with Teferi. And I replayed and mill myself for 2. Now I'm looking for the second Mox Amber. Once I do that, it's over. Does Chromatic Sphere change anything? Probably not. Remember, you only mill if you cast an Historic Permanent. Historic Permanent are only legends, I guess, and such. Okay. So now, I have to make a land drop, but that's tapped. So I'm milling 6 here. Still looking for that Mox Amber. There's 26 cards left. Historic artifact are historic too. Oh yeah, I made a mistake. You're right. Yeah. Sorry, I thought this was only legends. All right. Anyway, I got what I wanted, and this is it. And now I have various ways of looping my combo, and now there's no way my opponent can escape this. I'd love to play Jeskai Breach in Modern. It just seems very similar to this. Although the combo is much easier in Modern. Because all you have to do is just play Breach and the Grinding Station. And then you loop Mox Ambers and Emery very easily. Although in this format you have to use a Kethis, which is an Abzan card. Which makes things way harder. Not only in sense of the mana, also in sense of just the cards in general. And now there's just many ways you can loop through your combo now. Like before Emery was printed, you had how many cards have left? 12. You had just like 2 Ashioks and Teferi loop, or two Teferi and Mox Amber, 2 Ashioks and Mox Amber, and etc. Now we have just actual lethal. This exchange. Okay, so this was turn 5 win. Alright, I'm playing against Field of the Dead. This matchup should be very good. I don't think I need much. I guess Ashiok won't be bad. Because Ashiok also like mills herself to get through the combo. I think I'm once again. I guess just a good card in this matchup. You just cast it. Probably just cutting Uro. That's cool. That's Limvala. I'm not sure if it's worth it. I crafted it. It's a mythic rare. I think you could also leave without crafting it. I'll tell you. If I find a reason why it's in the sideboard, I will tell you. I'm here to craft mythic wildcards for you. By that I mean I'm here to try to see if the mythic wildcards are worth it. Okay. I don't have white mana. As someone pointed out, the mana base might be skewed. I'll be after this match. I'll be checking the mana base. Okay, it's for goblins and mirror. Sure. Next turn I can go Mox Emery. Although I do not have white mana currently. Historically, Limvala has always been a mirror breaker. Like, that's always been the case. Before with Pod, it was the same thing. That's probably the last time I've seen Limvala. Nice. And like, Emery plus Ur is a combo that you do in Modern. In like Urodza. And that's why I added one more Ur. I believe that this card is just great B plan. It's just the best B plan you can possibly get. Unfortunately, I didn't get a land. Otherwise, I would have been able to maybe reanimate Ur at some point. I have 4 cards in the bin. I need one more, right? So Lazav can get me the 5th card. Let's see if this resolves. Alright, sure, resolved. While I want to put cards in my graveyard, I also want lands. I think I'm leaving this on top. Although it does feel quite bad. So next turn, I have the line of just coping Ura and attack. Let's see if it works, though. And I think I will be doing it. I think I will be doing it. I add 1 more card to my graveyard. I kill my opponents. I kill my opponent, Questing Beast. I'm looking for white. Find a Mox Amber instead. So Mox Amber does give me access to 2 extra mana here because I have Emery. The problem is it's the same one. I don't have white mana. I could have produced it, actually. I could have produced it. With Lazav coping Kethis, Mox Amber would have got me mana. I didn't think about that. Maybe I should have thought about it more. I think I am playing Emery, right? This way I have enough cards next turn to reanimate Uro without needing to exile anything important. That's such a minor question. I don't know. Mystical Dispute of his Veto. It doesn't matter. Like, sure, one is like the other. I mean, this deck has bigger problem than that minor thing, I think. Alright. Couldn't got Blazon. They're missing 1 land. Okay. Oh, wow. 2 Braiding Posts that I didn't make a token. Sure. Allora. Let's begin with probably Lazav, right? Let's begin with Lazav. I have a Mox in my graveyard. I can also have Mox, sorry. I also have Chromatic Sphere. Alright, alright. Then I'll reanimate Aura first. You want to exile all the lands. Draw a card. If there's a... It's just important what I draw. Kikoyoni. Alright, so I think I'm just gonna cast Lazaviar with a Mox Amber instead of going with a Chromatic Sphere. The Chromatic Sphere does give me access to white mana, but I don't use it now. So I'm just playing Lazaviar. Lazav can copy Kethis for the next turn. Just like the Chromatic Sphere can cast it. Alright. Again, I'm leaving that on top. It's not exactly what I want, but I'll leave that on top. Okay. Put an activate goal, so it's not many things. Can we win the game this turn? Maybe. So now next turn I can tap 3 mana with Lazav, copy Kethis. And then I have access to white mana with this Mox Amber. Not sure what to do with it though, because I maybe don't need it. We'll see, because I have 2 Teferis, 2 Mox Amber loop, but I don't have Diligent Excavator. The Lazav, after copying Kethis, can copy Diligent Excavator. Although that will be tough. We will see what's gonna happen here. Next turn, I have a lot of lines here. I have a really lot of lines here. Okay, I think my line, although, will be to just go Chromatic Sphere from the graveyard, Kethis from hand, because this Diligent Excavator has to copy the... Alright, I think this Diligent Excavator has to copy the... Sorry, this Lazav has to copy the Diligent Excavator. Then I'm tapped out, but I have 2 Mox Ambers. I think I can win this turn. I think I can win the game this turn. So the Lazav will copy the Diligent Excavator. The Emery will flash back the Sphere. And I mean myself for 2. And now I try to go off with 0 mana in my pool. So I'll play Kethis. I'll mill myself for 2. I have to attack so I can make an extra land drop if needed. Alright, so I'm exiling these 2. Actually, I might just chump attack now to get that extra land drop into play. That extra land drop might be desperately needed here. Yeah, right? I think so. Mox Amber is a great draw. Alright, so now I'll go Mox Amber, me and myself for 2. Now I can cast Teferi. Or do I cast Emeries? I think I'm actually looping the Emeries, right? I think this is a better loop right now. I might have not even needed the Lazavs there. I think now we should have it. I think we already had it before. And that's why I went off. I just attacked with Uro because I felt it was a free roll. But I think we have this now. Yeah, in the old days, you used to bounce your Moxes with the Fairy. But now with Emery, that's a better loop. That's just a way faster loop. Because you mill way more than before. I have 7 cards left in my deck. I'll exile whatever. Then I'll get a couple of Moxes, and I'll be milling myself with Jace. Maybe I should just be sure and play Teferi first. Alright. You just play a new deck and it's just, you know, you wanna get better at it. Hello, Oliver. Yeah, Cage is not that good. Yeah. I mean, Cage maybe is good if you are out because of a fast deck. Alright, thankfully it's still slower decks we're getting paired against. That's very good. That's good. I don't think Opal of Gear Ripper is that great. Of course, it's not. It's strong. It's another recursion with Diligent Excavator and Kethis, but that's fine too. I mean, it's whatever. Oh wow, could be easily the mirror match, or no, I don't know. Or another question is, can I cast Emerald with Sphere? I can, right? There's not like Star. With Star you can do it. With Sphere you can't, right? So if I go full control here, I cast Emery. Oh yeah, I can. Okay, okay, sure. Oh, it's hidden. Alright, I fixed the bug. Very good job. I didn't want to do that also because of that, but now. Okay, so you can just announce that you're casting the Emery and sacrificing the sphere with this on the stack. I did it earlier, didn't ask me, but because I wasn't in full control. If you go in full control, you can do it. Hello, Gira. By the way, how fast the arena developers interacted on this bug made me think that maybe, like, every time they see something takes time, it doesn't really. Anyway, I missed the land drop, which is a very bad deal here, because... Ah, Kamadoska. Yeah, I didn't get a land despite drawing very many extra card. Yeah. Alright, your turn, opponent. Your turn, opponent. Lasagna. Oh, by the way, for the Pro Tours Finals, I told you that I didn't know if I was going to stream it or not. But I guess Wizards speeded the process as we're not able to stream it. So yeah, that's fine. I mean, hopefully they make a great coverage and people will love it. But people never love anything, so that will probably not happen too. Alright, so I can now cast a 4-drop. I guess it's fine. I can also go Diligent Excavator. My opponent might be missing pieces. Right? It's probably cool if I just go double Diligent Excavator. You're incapable of love, exactly. Exactly. Wizards making choices based on people reaction is it will never bring anything good because people will always complain. Alright. Opponent probably has all the tools here. Sure they don't. They're missing cards in the graveyard. Plus it's standard. Who wants to watch standard anyways, right? Okay. Wow, they're getting quite unlucky there. And I love it actually. Is the PT9 Saturday? No, it's like awful time. It's like 6 p.m. for us, for me at least. Starting a tournament on 6 p.m. is like literally the worst. Because I'm just so sleepy. I usually wake up at like 8. But anyway, I mean, they can't make everybody happy. So they have to start at some time. Like Asians are even more screwed than us. All right. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, here I could have been worse. The point is we haven't find a thing yet, but we haven't find a Kethis yet. All right. If with this Lazav I hit well, I might just win the game on the spot. Alright, now I mill myself for 5. If I hit Kethis. Alright, one last chance. Kethis. Ecolali. Alright, so we spread that on the graveyard. And I do Lazav. Pay 3. Actually, I had more chance, because with Emmer I could have flashback Mox Amber. Copy Kethis. And we're good to go here. Exile Ashiok and Kethis. And now we win. Oof, that was a good game. Opponent had better tools, but didn't quite have payoffs. Whereas we didn't have lands, but we had all the payoffs. I mean, we're missing Kethis, but we got there eventually. And now we're just be looping Gamma here. There's no way you opponent can escape this now. Alright, good game. I mean, it's not fun when you have to execute the plan, but it is fun when you have to figure out the puzzles in early. Like for example, this turn, you know, I had many lines. I decided to go for it with Lazav, trying to get what I wanted, and that's not really an easy thing in very many scenarios. In fact, it's that's exactly the what the definition of a hard deck is, when you don't have the informations at your disposal. You have to kind of like craft the information based on experience. So what we did is that we tried to go off without having the pieces. Alright, anyway, mirror match. So Limval is for the mirror match. Ashiok is for the mirror match. Mystical Dispute must be fine here. Alright, what do we cut? The thing is that all these cards are fine because it's just card advantage, and the matchup revolves around card advantage a lot plus sideboard. Let me check the cyber plan back in the days. Alright, you used to board out Oath of Kaya, Urza's Ruinous Blast, Teferi, Fibbolethop, Lazav. Some numbers of these. When it was the Immortal Sun back in the days. Alright, so I'll cut 2 Lazav. I mean, I have to cut something, right? Like, I know, like, it's all gray, but I think I have to cut something. I don't know about Uro. Yeah, Uro. Guess Uro again is this gray B plan. I'm cutting 1 Mox. Oh, I don't necessarily know. It's not, this matchup will go way slower post sideboard. Yeah, Card the Great Creator is was one of the cards. I don't know if you guys remember, but that was a cyber plan that Benstar came up with his mono red. So I can go turn 1 Chromatic Sphere, turn 2 Chromatic Sphere Emery, or I can also just leave up Dispute. It's probably better. Yeah, I think I'll just take this lower. You're still a card advantage deck with Planeswalkers and control deck. Can't really escape the card advantage from the Planeswalkers. Our opponent has a lot of mana. Plus the turn. I'm bluffing Dispute with the Sphere. I've done a blue mana up currently. I should have probably not done what I did, but this might make my opponent think that I don't have it. Maybe they just jam, whatever. Like they just jam like a Tammy or something. Yeah, for example, I would have got Berserk mode. Alright, I just don't care about Emery here. This is just mill 4. I don't care about milling 4. If they like Teferi, I can counter. They don't do much, although. I'll just untap. Play more Sphere and I'll play Emery. Alright. I'll pause the turn. And now we have the Sphere Emery thing, which is nice. This is basically like Lur's Bubble. But for 1 mana. The mirror match, there's a lot of tools that stops your combo. For example, Ashiox. It doesn't stop necessarily your combo, but it would be good here. Okay, my opponent probably has their own dispute. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think dispute is okay here. All right, my opponent found a chromatic sphere. So I definitely want to play Jace. I think I would just play Jace here. Just Wielder of Mysteries and just start getting card advantage. Always target yourself. Opponent now is the Emery. So like both of us have an engine to draw extra cards. I'm looking to draw Ashok or Limbala, so that will stop my opponents from comboing. Although they have Teferi, maybe they have more Teferis. Alright, I found their hidden end. Although I don't think they have multiple Emerys, right? Oh yeah, they do. Okay, they have a loop here. They have a loop here. Although, since I found myself in the spot where I boarded out Chase, I don't want to concede here, because if they don't have Chase, they can't win. Because I have my own Chase. Alright, I also found Ashiok, which is good too. Alright, things that we can do in the meanwhile is what can we do in the meanwhile? Wait, they passed? Why did they pass, chat? But yeah, I guess. Alright. I'll begin with Jace. Yeah, that was impossible for them to break there. Wow, I milled 2 immensely good cards and a Trill Land. That's unfortunate. Alright, I think I'm gonna go Chromatic Sphere. I think I'm gonna go Chromatic Sphere Emery and then draw cards with the spheres. I'll pull full control so I can draw cards while cracking the spheres. This is a little bit too lands. A little bit too many lands. Yeah, I think I'm just keep on cracking the spheres here. Uro è una merda. Although that's the only thing I can cast. So cast. Vabbè, I'll just put into play one of these. I don't think I'll be able to cycle both of them. And I'll pause the turn. Oh, I mean, if they boarded out Jace with their mysteries, sure, they can't win. Because their win cop would be milling me, but I win the game if I'm milled. So it's possible that they just boarded out Jace with their mysteries. Although now they might attack my Jace. No, it's on 6. Yeah, Ura's not great against the deck with many Ashok, so I'll probably board it out. I think B plan is nice because there's just a bunch of ways to interact with opponent's combo. Ashok and Limbala mainly. Breach combo version? I don't know about the Breach combo version. I only heard about the Kethis combo. Alright, they have all the tools to win the game. But again, they had them earlier as well. It's just a matter of if they have Jace or not. I will not be conceding here. Opponent has to have Jace in their deck if they win, if they want to win. And since earlier my opponent conceded and they boarded out Jace, I'm not conceding. Unless they know there's a Jace in the graveyard. I think this deck is a great B plan. The B plan of Kithis combo is definitely one of the things that made it a good deck back then too. I mean, my point is now making a lot of value, but I can like draw Kithis and the Mox and win out of nowhere. I did get exile a bunch of pieces though. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to keep the spheres around. Alright, there's a Jace Wield over Mysteries. Alright, good game. Alright, thank you, Daniel. I'll open it. Okay, so I think I'll board out all the Auras. Keeping the 4th Teferi in. Is there any of you in the chat that used to play this deck in Standard? I remember back in Standard, this deck came out of nowhere doing a Mythic Invitational qualifier from the Czech house, and then kind of took the Standard. All right, this is a good keep. Took a Standard out of the storm. Yeah, Stresky was one of the players that qualified. Okay, now I am playing Lazavir, as I will still be able to have access to 3 mana next turn. I want lands here. That's perfect. Vampires was good at the early of the week. Of the Standard. Yeah, Vampires and Scapeshift are good in the early of the Standard. Then at the end you had Kethis, and then the metagame that Kethis involved. Which saw Ben start bringing back Mono Red and Mono Blue and stuff like that. Alright, so they go Emery, Mill, and Pass. You have to go bounce Emery. What do I want to do here? Do I want to play a tap land or a untap land? Next turn I have Kethis to play. I think I'll play a tap land. Oh, thank you, Dr. Webbone. Alright. The sponsor of our stream, Dr. Webbone, passed us some new codes. Ooh. Planeswalkers decks. Nice. Thank you. Later in my bathroom break, we'll do a giveaway for the Bo3 Planeswalker deck. Nice. Yeah, I know the Czech house was just got paired against it, but they definitely popularized it. It's not that in Magic you only have to invent or didn't do anything. They also contributed to building it and popularizing it. It's not art. Magic is not science. Alright. Niente. We don't have any way of getting card advantage. I'm just casting this and playing a top land and say go here. I wish I didn't play the top land. How do you get the codes? By getting lucky. By getting lucky. Popper, do you feel lucky? Usually Magic players are very unlucky. I got to lose the mirror match. This is the first match that we lost today. Kind of unfortunate that I didn't find... Oh yeah, this is game over. Ashix or Limbal. I think my hand was great. My hand was just genuinely great. Yeah, I was supposed to bottom the land when I found it.